Well, grab your Scooby snacks and strap in, gang, because it looks like we got another mystery on our hands. Ladies and gentlemen, you might want to hide your kids and wives real quick for this one. If you happen to be somebody's wife accidentally watching this, what's up? How you doing? Hide your hubbies real quick, okay? But our very first clip is pretty wild, all right? I got a bunch of stuff that I want to share with you. We also got new interviews, new reports coming out. They're also talking about 4 different alien species that are among us. What the hell is going on, man? Real quick though, shout out to Batista for the $5 tips on the channel. Thank you so much. I don't think it's like Batista from the WWE, but thank you, brother. Appreciate it. But check this, all right? So this is our very first clip. Some man said aliens.
Dude, what is that, bro? Are those drones? What is that thing in the middle then?
Seems like this one is brighter and... Okay, it seems like that these are moving. If you pay attention, I'm gonna put my mouse right below and not move. Let's see. Nah, okay, he's gonna move the camera. There we go. I forgot about that. My bad, guys. Nah, I think it's moving a little bit.
I'm not kidding, bro. I'm about to leave. I'm like gonna get in my truck and start driving.
Oh, he's scared. Okay. Mom, get the camera.
That's weird, buddy. Hold on a second.
Get the camera, Mom!
I can't tell if it's drones or what.
They're not parachuters because
they're not coming down.
Big.
yeah, and
That's what she said.
So high in the sky, the drones are tiny. But that's
Okay, he got a point. He got a point.
dude, we're all gonna die.
Bro, you could have been like, man, it's aliens. Okay, are these aliens? Are these UFOs? Is it like drones? Okay, I mean, he mentioned drones, but like, you know, you could have been talking about this, that, the other. Is it the same UFO that we saw the other day? Is it that? Or is it from Area 51? Is it from another planet? Or is it from interdimensional? Is it from the ocean? He straight up connected the dots to the point where he's like, yeah, we're all gonna die. Bro, come on, man.
Look at some of them are disappearing. Dude, they're fucking aliens, dude.
There we go. Now he's connecting the dots, okay. We got a plane there.
Am I freaking out, dude? What is it? Am I tripping?
Nah, you ain't tripping, Holmes.
What is that shit, dude?
Okay, there's another plane here when you see it. Okay, so there's a plane here, there's a plane there. Wait for it, because we got another one.
I'm not gonna kick your beard.
I can't trust you.
What is that?
And that's the clip here. Okay, check this one out. Shout out to the homie Casper side. Roll it.
Anyhow, we have scientists and military guys that have been working alongside of some of those dudes, and they are in our midst. When I retired, we knew of 4 different groups, and they were all humanoid.
Nah, say psych.
But they were all not the kind of guys who could walk up and down the street on a Saturday afternoon.
The Greys, the Nordics, the Reptilians. And there's one I'm missing, right?
Without being seen or responded to. But one of the groups of 4 looks exactly like us in the sense that it could be sitting here in this auditorium next to you and you wouldn't know it.
Oh.
Next to you in an airplane or a restaurant or a theater. They're in our midst, guys. This one group particularly is in our midst. And apparently since 1954, when Ike met them at Muroc Air Force Base in California, they've been working with us, trying to help us make that transition from adolescence into adulthood. And why are they doing that? Well, apparently this is the same group that had a hand in engineering our genetics 10,000, 100,000 years ago.
No,
mate. And if you want a little history on that,
mate, I might. The Anunnakis, the Anunnakis. Yeah, they're probably gonna bring up the Anunnakis, right?
Hang on a minute. I might have to do a whole standalone video on this, mate. About, you know.
Yeah, we did the Anunnaki video as well. I'll link you at the end. Okay, check this one out. Roll it.
Doing 80. What would they look like? Oh.
So, an amateur telescope user, is that how you say? But apparently, a telescope user ended up capturing a UFO, or by the looks of it, a UFO.
Yo, what is that? Who can see that?
Not me.
It's gonna fly by.
Oh, now I do. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Right here. Don't look
That's
like a
not
honey.
a bird. That's not a plane.
Don't look like a honeybee either. Yeah, that's definitely not a honeybee, man. That thing be
I don't
big,
know. It
bro.
might be moving too slow to be the space station.
Nah, not enough range, guys.
Bruh.
Sorry.
Does it go straight? What the hell was that? That's
All right, we're gonna roll this once again. The amateur astronomer just out there looking at the moon.
Okay, it's amateur astronomer. Man, I roll it. Let's get back to the content here, boo boo.
And it's, I think, a full moon tonight. And this was just captured within the past 24 hours of this object that comes
crap.
into screen, unbeknownst to the camera person. Then he gets excited and starts to track it. Again, this is, in my opinion, not a bird or an airplane. Whatever we're looking at, it's out there. And he was wondering if it could have been the space station or not. I don't think so, but it's something quite large and again, unknown object. Brent, what do you make of this? Something anomalous or something extraordinary? Yeah, this is some pretty badass footage. I like it. He's questioning himself. He's saying, yeah, could this be the International Space Station? I've seen it go in front of the moon, and
Yeah, good point. I mean, technically it can be, but
it doesn't look like this. This looks entirely different.
Oh, wow.
Hey, tonight,
I mean, I would say like it's very hard to say what it is, right? Technically it can be the ISS station, but where my space is fake homies at, though, I want to know your thoughts. Can it be, or what?
everybody, the full moon's out. We've been getting a lot of videos of UFOs just right around the surrounding moon area. It seems to be activating, and maybe go out there tonight and take a look, because you might capture something.
One of the conspiracy that I actually love, not sure if it's true or not, but one of the conspiracy that I love is that, you know, the dark side, the far side, the back side of the moon's ass, in other words. People call it bunch of different ways, okay? Some call it the moon's ass. I mean, damn, okay? What are we talking about? But one of the conspiracy that I actually love, one of my favorite conspiracy, has to be this one, where some consider that the dark side or the far side of the moon is an actual alien airport. In other words, there have been other conspiracies that suggest that there have been towers that were discovered, right? That UFOs do land there. There's like on a smaller scale, there's like a civilization, and it's considered like an airport for them to drop in, drop off. I don't know, man, but it's pretty wild if true, right? You know what I'm saying? Check this one out. Now, this is pretty insane, and we got a massive clip here, and then we're gonna be diving into this one. 4 species of aliens are interacting with us. Say it ain't so, but roll it.
A good degree of confidence that the reason they're here is us. I think life, especially sentient life, is a precious thing. And I think to some, it might be a resource. I think humanity, to some level, is a resource for them.
Like a commodity?
Bruh.
Possibly a commodity, possibly
No!
form of entertainment, possibly medical related.
What the hell?
Think they live here?
Yes.
For all intents and purposes?
Yes.
Always?
I don't know about always, but it certainly appears that they have been here for most of recorded history.
You know what? In that, he ain't lying when he says that, at least that small portion. Why? Because if you go back thousands and thousands of years, we've had paintings thousands and thousands of years ago that had like alien-like shaped bodies in them, and we've even had like people drawing paintings with lights, objects in the sky, which is crazy to think about, right? So recorded, they have been here throughout most of the recorded history. I guess that's part of it. But another point to note here is that he claims that they view us as resources. Insane, right? And this reminds me of Bob Lazar claims. Bob Lazar said that based off of what he was briefed into and the stuff that he read and the stuff that he came across, suggested that aliens, they view us as containers. Oh shit! Oh shit! Now, what does that mean? It's pretty hard to say.
Some element of this has been here for most of human recorded history.
You think we would see them if they didn't let us see them? Even with our more advanced sensors, that they pop up, but they can also disappear. And
And that's George Knapp, the very first journalist to do the interview with Bob Lazar. Oh shit! Crazy, right? Yeah.
Did they allow us to get these glimpses? Is that a game of some sort, I wonder? Or an education process?
It's a bizarre one that I could not understand if it is a game. I think they're both just as powerful as we think, but also less. And I think there is not a single they here. Certainly multiple factions of the same species, if not multiple species. And all the complexity that brings, which might be our best hope.
Can a brother get to see like a video or a photo of these cute aliens, bimbos, and all that? Bruh. Check this out. Shout out to NewsNation, bro.
We live in the Matrix. It's just much more boring than the movie.
What a claim.
The whistleblower who says he stumbled upon a top-secret UFO program collecting UFO images and videos from classified military servers is revealing some of what he saw for the very first time.
Classified servers?
In an interview with investigative journalist Jeremy Corbell on his Weaponized podcast, former U.S. National Security official Matthew Brown describes but does not provide several videos that he says were gathered by the program called Immaculate Constellation. Brown claims that one video in particular stood out to him. He says he saw video of a UFO that looked like a large disc flying over what appears to be an ocean. He says it looked playful, that it was flying between the clouds and appeared startled at one point, as if it knew it had been caught on video.
Okay.
What do you mean it looked startled? What does that mean?
You know, it's just looking at an area over the ocean is what it appears. And this thing just comes trundling along from, like underneath the cloud cover, comes up. And then right when it's like almost center frame, it scoots off to the side and like tries to get out of,
like it comes into a area and going.
It was just trying to give the other people like that free parking, something like that. It was making sure like other people can park. Okay, wow.
Oops, somebody spotted me. I can get out of here.
Exactly. It was visibly, that's the feeling it had.
Brown says he doesn't know what that UFO is, whether it is actually a UFO or one of our own or one of our adversaries or just something not of this world. So yes, we still don't know what these UFOs are or where they come from.
When will we know? When will we know? We demand answers. The taxpayer demand answers. We demand answers. We demand answers. Now, honest to God, like, when are we gonna get the information, bro? Yeah, I'm like sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired of hearing all of this and not seeing like videos. Because we're at a point where we've seen like thousands of UFO videos. Probably half of them were fake. Maybe some of them were reverse engineered, and maybe some of them were like the actual real deal. When I say real deal, I mean like actual extraterrestrial alien UFOs, right? So when are we gonna get to see their bodies? I guess we've seen like some videos here on the internet, but it's always as difficult to believe, and most of them are blurry as hell, as always. But when are we gonna, on an official level, right? Just like how we saw the fighter jet chasing the UFO with the infrared camera. Yeah, still not the best footage, but we know it was an official video, so there is that. When are we gonna see something on that caliber, right? Because I want to see that. I want to see like those the videos of these actual beings
come from. But at the end of
like the video if you agree.
The podcast, Brown proposed his own theory. He claimed the government knows and is hiding it from the public, leaving quote, normal people behind.
Of course, of course.
Think they live here?
Yes.
For all intents and purposes?
Yes.
Always?
I don't know about always, but it certainly appears that they have been here for most of recorded history. I think they're both just as powerful as we think, but also less. And I think there is not a single they here. Certainly multiple factions of the same species, if not multiple species.
All right, joining us now is investigative journalist and co-host of the Weaponized podcast, Jeremy Corbell. Jeremy, first of all, did you see these videos yourself, or is he just describing them to you?
Well, actually, very interesting. A lot of people have seen these videos within the intelligence community. You have to remember that Matthew Brown is a whistleblower, and he's talking about IMCON, Immaculate Constellation, which is the first thing that he got exposed to.
Okay, that's cool and all, but can we also get to see the videos, though? Like what? Okay, not cool. But can we also see the videos?
However, I can tell you that with my investigations with George Knapp, over the last decade, we've been exposed to a lot of military film footage where we have seen some of the footage that Matthew describes. That wasn't in the IMCON or Immaculate Constellation report. This is footage that can be seen on some of the classified servers by anybody who has that access. Now, separate from that, people have leaked footage to me and George Knapp. That is not the case with Matthew Brown, but we were able to hear what he said and know that some of that footage does exist because I and George Knapp, we both have been exposed to some of it.
All right, so for example, the footage that he described showing a disc that appeared playful with the clouds and then startled to be caught on camera. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I have seen that.
And is it as he describes?
It is. I've seen it a long time ago, way before I ever met Matthew, and that is a piece of footage that within the intelligence community, if they have access to the servers, is kind of famous at this point. Now, does that get out to the...
Okay, what's the password? What's the password to the servers? I got it.
Public, remember, this is something where, as journalists, we can't solicit. But over the years, as I said, George Knapp and I have been exposed to a whole lot of footage, most of which we've never deemed able to put out for security reasons.
You know, we've seen so many of these videos.
There we go. For security reasons, yeah, my ass, bro. But not jokes aside, sarcasm aside, it does make sense to a certain degree, or I guess to a larger degree. It does make sense, right? Because I guess on an official level, we do not know what they are. And it is also being said that most of the government don't know what they are. They're investigating. There are just very few. Yeah, they always say 1% of the 1% of the 1% that know about these things. But majority, even in the government, don't know. I mean, somebody knows more than somebody, right? But I guess the general government view these UFOs as national security threat, because some do believe that it could be drones that are reverse engineered tech or drones made by China. Maybe this is new technology made by Russia or maybe China or some other country adversary. And yeah, so if that's the case, then for sure you want to keep it tight-lipped, right? You want to investigate it further and you want to find out, you want to get the answers before you tell everybody about it. So in that aspect, it does make sense. I guess people that are in the know about it, they really need to come out right now. But I guess they probably don't want to, or maybe even if they want to, maybe the threat is so big that they just can't. When I say threat is so big, I mean to say, like, yeah, like they're not allowed to say their families would be at risk, their lives would be at risk, you know, that sort of things. I mean, this is something that we hear all the time, so yeah, perhaps.
Where we're not really sure what we're looking at, but he claims to you that the government knows exactly what we're looking at and is just not telling us.
Most certainly, and we need to kind of separate these differences. We're in the part of the interview you showed towards the end, we're asking Matthew Brown to give us his kind of conclusions, his personal opinions. There's one side of reporting where we just go through the facts of what he was exposed to. The other side, we're asking him to tell us his opinions on that, and that's made very clear in the interview. However, I will say this about Matthew Brown. Matthew Brown was exposed to the reality of UAP in official capacity. He was also directly exposed to elements of the UAP cover-up, including even to Congress. He is a first-hand direct whistleblower to these facts. He did pre-publication. He testified behind closed doors. He has done everything right. He is exemplary. He is a patriot.
What do you make of that claim he made at the end of the clip we just played, where he thinks whatever this sentient life is, that it lives here, that it's been here for a long time?
Yeah, the idea that the UAP phenomenon is from somewhere else has always been the writing, prevailing theory, but there is also a tandem theory that has been with us for decades, which is that there's got to be some sort of launch and land location here on Earth, as if they live or have a base here on Earth. Now, they could have come from somewhere far away before, but there are indications, as you see from a lot of the footage that George Knapp and I obtain and release, there's a lot of places where the activity is high, which would indicate that there is some sort of base here on Earth.
Where?
Where? That's the question. I guess some are probably thinking Atlantis, Antarctica, my butthole, this, that, the other. Yeah, right. Where?
Great question. Don't know, but we know there are hot spots. So the phenomenon is ubiquitous across the globe, but we have been reporting a whole bunch on a hot spot just off the coast of California.
Yeah, check this one out. I want to show you this.
Interacting with 4 species. This is nuts. These are confirmed. These are who we're interacting with. We are interacting with the Greys, which
reptilians.
we kind of knew. Short humanoid involved in the 1947 Corona crash in Roswell. The Nordics, which are basically like us. They look like Scandinavians, basically. So human-like from 5'6" to 6 foot tall. Those look like us. They look like humans. This guy said this in a congressional panel. I can't stress this enough. Unfortunately, the reptilians, apparently according...
Yeah, so there's that clip going around, right, which I covered in the other UFO video the other day. So he's referring to him insane. It's wild. And he actually said that. Oh, shit! During a Congress meeting. Can you guys believe it? Shit, man. Yeah. Holy smokes, it ain't no dang jokers, bro. Exciting times, man. Exciting times. And of course, conspiracies have been all around us about these so-called reptilians. Yeah, I mean, people, there are videos of Obama as well. People do believe that Obama is a reptilian. There have been like videos of other people as well, where, you know, sometimes you see like the eye change and people are like, yo, a reptilian found it, reptilian found, right? So yeah, that's, guys, like, shit's crazy right now, man. Are we ever gonna find out like the actual videos? Are we gonna ever see the actual videos? Are we ever gonna find out the full truth? Maybe, man, one day, I guess.
To him, exist. They're humanoid with... Unfortunately, the reptilians, apparently according to him, exist. They're humanoid with reptile-like features. Not reptiles, they just perceive that way. Insectoids apparently are also real, humanoid but bug-like faces or eyes, also human-sized. What? Like, this is, he's testified this. He's said this in a congressional panel to Eric Burleson, Paulina Luna, that is currently running the time.
And Anna Paulina Luna have claimed a while back, it's been, I believe, 2-3 months now, she has claimed that yes, they're gonna be revealing the UFO stuff and alien stuff. They're gonna do a full disclosure. I guess this is part of it, and if it is, that's very good news. But did you see this video? Apparently they also found an alien body, dead ass. Click on this video on the screen and I'll see you right there, and there was like some other stuff in there too. I think you guys are gonna like it.